Hey YouTube, welcome back to another one of my videos. If you're new here, howdy, welcome. And if you're returning back, well, welcome on back. You already know what the deal is. In today's video, we are discussing a two-time Teacher of the Year who is now serving a 20-year sentence for doing the unthinkable to a 13-year-old boy who was also her student.
Call my husband and anything?
They'll talk to you and everything, explain what they're doing, but just sit tight, okay?
What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You're a child. Do you understand me? No.
Why do you say that?
Her name is Brittany Zamora, and she is 110,000% a predator. The story that we're going to be covering today took place in her classroom among her students. The classroom that she taught in is in the Las Brisas, if I'm saying that correctly, Academy in Goodyear, Arizona. And sometimes there are cases where some people are SA'd and then they venture out to doing it to other people, but Brittany had a very good life from what we know. Like, her marriage is great, and I know that doesn't really cover her childhood, but she's living a very good life. She was newly married, had a very good career, and it was taken off for her. Everything was picture perfect. Her students loved going to her classroom. They loved learning with her. I mean, they loved her, and Brittany loved her students too, but I think a little bit too much. Look at your screen at these text messages. Yeah, girl. So in fall of 2017, this is when it all took place. When she was just starting up her career as being a teacher, this is when the grooming started taking place in her classroom with her 6th grade students. Let's keep that in mind. Brittany decided to inform her class like most teachers do, but via a messaging app, just letting her students know that she was going to be out of school. Just a simple message saying, hey guys, I'm going to be out of school. She followed that up with, so text me if you're bored, because I will probably be bored as well. Which, that's weird in itself, because why are you inviting your students to talk to you? Like, that's weird. That's not okay in the first place. And just like how I just said that it's not okay, a 13-year-old boy did something innocent, so it's not his fault. A 13-year-old boy just said, hi, Miss Zamora. And this spiraled out to be a whole day's worth of conversation, like talking all day to a grown woman. And of course, that quickly turned real bad. And by real bad, I mean aggressive flirting.
I don't remember how it got like really intense, but we would like flirt and like say like she would like be like, oh MJ, I love you, and I would tell her I love her too. And then she was like talking about how she wanted to do stuff with me, and I would tell her that I wanted to do that too.
There has been reports that Brittany has lured the 13-year-old out of his grandparents' house to meet at her car, saying that they can meet down the street and they can just hang out in the car. But I don't believe anything SA related happened in the car at that time that she lured him out. But it was reported that after a talent show, she was very impressed, probably too impressed.
We were doing a talent show thing, and I was saying bye. Me and my friend were about to walk, and like I was like saying bye, and then I grabbed my backpack, and like my friend was like messing with her computer, and then she's like kissing me and everything, and like she was like, you want to go in? And I was like, what? And she's like, you want to go in? And I was like sure. And then like the same thing, I didn't take my pants off or anything, but she was wearing a dress, so she just pulled her underwear to the side, and then I was in there for like a minute, and then I was like, I don't know, I was like, alright, I gotta go.
And that's when all of the inappropriate stuff started to happen. I'm guessing that incident didn't go as planned. So she went to another young boy asking him if his thing is uncircumcised. So with him being a child, he didn't know what that meant. But Brittany Googled it and showed him pictures of it. Which I'm pretty sure it wasn't any educational pictures that she was showing this young boy. So I'm guessing that this all took place in front of other children, or they started talking amongst themselves, because the principal received complaints from the children, 3 children, from their own mouths, saying like, you know, something ain't right, which led him to start investigating other children that hadn't came to him to see if the story was lining up, and it was. But Miss Zamora had a very favorite student, and if you guessed it, yes, it was the first 13-year-old boy who she first was grooming. And you know, he could get A+ and score as high as he wanted to in her classroom, but he wasn't doing any work, so she was just putting in A+ after A+.
One of the witnesses, or one of the people that saw Ms. Zamora and my friend touch each other.
Was Ms. Zamora saying anything?
No, they're just doing it. And it was very uncomfortable. So that's why the second day they're doing stuff, I just left it.
At this point, Brittany caught on, realizing that the students were being investigated and telling. So she took it upon herself, trying to be proactive, and goes to the principal's office, bawling her eyes out, telling him that she only cares about 2 things in life, and that's her husband and her career. The thing that frustrates me the most is that the investigators asked the principal if he told the parents of these children anything about what was going on, and he said no. And here's his explanation.
Did you ever talk to any parents about the rumors?
I didn't, and I didn't. That was one that I didn't want to blow it up. You know?
At this point, with all the unused evidence that the principal was gathering, it was just like he was being nosy and trying to sweep it under the rug and give it the okie doke. So, the 13-year-old boy's parents, well, father specifically, took it into his own hands and called the teacher himself. But what called the parents' attention to this was that the little boy was sleeping with his door closed and like demanding more privacy from his parents. They were very proactive and bought him a new phone with a program on it that would basically alert them of any kind of crazy text messages coming through with like signature words, keywords that would, you know, alert parents of something that a 13-year-old boy shouldn't be texting about. One day, while he was texting Miss Zamora, the parental app notified the parents of the word baby coming to his phone. The notification also said that the text message was coming from an Instagram account that belonged to Miss Zamora. And off the bat, they knew something was weird. So the father comes home from work and straight up asks the son, "Have you had sex with your teacher?" And he said yes.
What type of person are you? I want to know right now. You're a child. Do you understand me? No.
Why do you say that?
Oh, gee, I'm a lot smarter than you.
Can we meet, to talk about this? Is there something we can settle out, outside?
Oh yeah, that's what we can do, so I can give you a chance to do it to some other kid. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. No. And make sure you tell your husband what's going on.
He is right here. Can he talk to you?
Oh yeah, put your husband on the phone.
She's done so much, and she made a huge mistake. The biggest mistake of anybody could ever make in the whole entire world. But she think about, God preaches forgiveness, man.
Your wife decided to be a monster and prey on a child. She scarred my son mentally. Do you understand what a 13-year-old boy did to the teacher? Do you get that at all? Do me a favor. Do not call this number back again. The next time you'll hear from me will be in court.
On March 22nd in 2018, Brittany Zamora was pulled over by the Goodyear, Arizona Police Department. And of course, when she heard the words 13-year-old boy and SA, she started hooting and hollering for a lawyer. And to be honest, her lawyer ain't have a lick of sense anyway. I'll show y'all that clip in a second. But listen to what Brittany had the audacity to fix her mouth to say when she found out she was spending the night in jail for a night.
I'm little, they're gonna tear me apart.
Well, if you have problems with somebody, you can voice that to somebody, okay? And if there are problems, they can isolate you.
I am the best husband in the world.
Brittany drugged this a whole year before she pleaded guilty of SAing her student. But the 13-year-old boy's parents sued the school and the principal. He should be going to jail too because he knew about it and didn't do anything about it. And of course, that principal denied any kind of wrongdoing. So he didn't think that anything he did, like withholding the information from the parents, was bad. Like, he doesn't see that he did anything wrong. In 2019, she came clean and she said that she did it and she earned only 20 years. She claims that she's a good person and she's not a threat to society. She's just a good person who made a mistake. A mistake isn't you pulling your underwear to the side for a 13-year-old boy. That's not a mistake. That's girl. So, she's keeping her teaching job somehow. She is tutoring in jail doing that. She also got a divorce from her husband and had her crazy lawyer speak. Check this out.
Brittany is not a predator. And this was not between a young child and Brittany. This was a teenager. The teenager had boundary issues and was obsessed with Brittany. The teenage boy was very aggressive. He even was very persistent in asking Brittany about her birthmarks, molars, or anything else that could be an identifiable piece of information.
Are you guys really blaming a 13-year-old boy as the victim in this case?
That's not what I said.
Are you honestly saying that Brittany was the victim? You just gonna read that and walk away?
And to be honest, that makes me think, what has this lawyer been up to? Like, what do you do in your spare time? Anyways, guys, that's all I have on this topic. Feel free to thank me this is the end of it. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Subscribe if you want to be a part of the Posse Gang. We talk about everything from SA to sticky pockets to crazy stuff. Everything that I cover on here is crazy. But make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Let's have a conversation down below. I'm always in the comments. I want to talk to you guys. Share if you're feeling froggy, and subscribe because I know you want to. Like, you'll love it over here. I love it over here. Never forget who loves you the most. It is I love you, I love you, I love you. Until the next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.